In this video, I'm going to be discussing the 7 deadly sins that ruin men. Oh, and you know what? Just for you guys, I did some research on this topic to really dig into this and the history of this. So that's what we're going to talk about today, the 7 deadly sins that ruin men. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to watch the rest of this video, basically, the more pleasure, the more pain is going to come into your life. All right. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right. Oof. The 7 deadly sins that ruin men. Okay. You've heard the 7 deadly sins, right? I'm sure a lot. But are you aware of what they actually are and the history of this? So that's what I'm going to get into right away. So the 7 deadly sins are, and I have a bunch of notes. So if you see me looking off the side, that's what I'm looking at. So the 7 deadly sins are lust, envy, gluttony, sloth, greed, wrath, and pride. Okay, once again, lust, envy, gluttony, sloth, greed, wrath, and pride. What's really, really fascinating to me, I'm not a history buff, but I do like to research topics, and it ends up being that I'm researching historical things. And so this was pretty fascinating. So the roots of the 7 deadly sins go all the way back to 375 AD. Now, at that time, there was a Christian monk named Evagrius Pontius. Sounds like Pontificus. Evagrius Ponticus. And he wrote a letter describing the 8 tempting thoughts or demons, right? And the one that, um, let me just take a look here. Oh, yeah, okay. The eighth one, so I said lust, envy, gluttony, sloth, greed, wrath, and pride, right? So this all started with eight tempting demons or thoughts. The 8th one that is missing from the 7 is sadness or gloominess. Okay, sure. Again, this was written for monks, right? So that was the intent of this. It's written for monks and how monks should live their lifestyle. And I'm a huge advocate of being stoic, practicing no FAP, so basically no masturbation, no porn, as long as you can do it for self-control, and it rewires your brain. You stop seeing women in a sexual way all the time. You're in this position of power in a sense of like, you know what? I don't need a woman in my life for pleasure. Obviously, pleasure is great, but it just completely rewires your brain and being stoic and having self-control. Okay, so I'll talk about each sin a little bit, touch on them, but I think they're pretty self-explanatory. So there was 8 originally, called the 8 tempting thoughts or demons, by Christian monk Evagrius Ponticus. Oh my God, his name. And so then what happened is, and again, I'm just taking a look at all my notes. Then what happened is in 590 AD, Pope Gregory the First, also known as Pope Gregory the Great, okay, so he adjusted that list to obviously 7. He got rid of the sadness and gloominess, and he used his influence and popularized the 7 deadly sins to um, share that with the general congregation and Christians at that time, or Catholics at that time, whatever. So it's just really, really interesting. Pleasure, the more pleasure in your life, the more pain it's going to bring. So lust, obviously, most men can't fucking get that under control. And that's why I'm a huge proponent of no fap, because they just look at, oh my God, you're so beautiful. On social media, Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter. They see a woman walking down the street and it's like their freaking jaws dropped. Like, seriously? And you need to have control over that aspect of your life where sex is not important in your life, because you're pursuing your purpose, you're making muscles, you're making money, you know what I mean? Sex is just kind of one small part of your life, not all everything to do with it. Like so many of you guys are like, I want a girlfriend, I want a wife, blah blah blah. No, you don't need any of that. And if you really really want something, you can pay for it. I'm not saying you should pay for it, but I'm saying that's what I mean. You can be very transactional about how you look at relationships and sex, and you can go, you know what? I'm so damn busy, focused on my purpose and everything I need to do, where a woman has to complement my life, not complicate it. Okay, so that's lust. Envy, obviously, and we're all guilty of this. We see somebody who's famous that, in our opinion, doesn't deserve to be there. So we are envious of them. And that's something we also need to control and go, you know what? Like, okay, for example, I created this YouTube channel. Well, my first video that I published on this channel was in October 2023. Yes, at the time of publishing this video, I have over 20,000 subscribers. I'm very proud of that, which, by the way, only 1% of YouTubers ever have 20,000 subscribers, and only 5% of YouTubers ever become monetized. To become monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I have all of that. So I'm in the small percentile, but still, I have aspirations to have bigger numbers than that. But some YouTubers I see, and I'm like, motherfucker, seriously? Really? He's got this shitty background. The sound sucks. The lighting sucks. And how does this person have 500,000 subscribers? I need to check myself and go, wait a minute. Obviously, people resonate with this person, and I should not be envious. Gluttony. I see this all the time. So many of you guys have no control over the alcohol that you're putting into your mouth or the food. And I see so many men over 35 with these huge pot bellies, and it's all gluttony. You guys have no self control over yourself. So that's what you need to work on. And obviously, it makes sense. The more you eat, the more you drink, the more you're going to look like shit. So, sloth, that's basically laziness. And again, a lot of men struggle with this because they fill their time with watching Netflix, playing video games, and yet they could be doing other things that are productive. They could be doing things that interact with people instead of just sitting there on the damn couch all weekend. And you might say, oh, well, you know, Silver Bachelor, it's a way to escape, it's a way to enjoy myself. Okay, sure. But you know what? We're all creatures of habit, bad habits and good habits. And here's the thing, habits of playing video games a lot, watching TV, watching Netflix a lot, it becomes a habit, and you will not believe the amount of hours that you're dedicating to that useless time. And I'm saying it, I don't care what you say. Playing video games is useless unless you're making money from it. And same thing, especially a lot of video games. Okay, don't get me wrong. You can play it the odd time, but a lot of you guys are playing hours and hours and hours and hours a week. It's fucking useless. Same thing with watching hours and hours and hours and hours a week of movies and Netflix and TV series. It's useless. You could be exercising, you could be networking, you could be doing all kinds of things to interact with people, to improve. You could be learning a language, you know what I mean? You could be bettering yourself. That's my point. Okay. Greed. Obviously, we're all guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. Like, I want more. Sure, I want more subscribers. I want to make more money. I want more of this and stuff. And I have to work on that and keep that under control. Okay. So on the one hand, I might not spend much time playing video games and watching Netflix and things. Obviously one of the things I wrestle with is from a greed standpoint. Like, just give me more. I want to make more money. I want more subscribers. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay. Wrath. A lot of you guys cannot control your temper, and you want to have vengeance on those that have hurt you. But the temper thing, I see that a lot in relationships, and you guys are getting mad at your girlfriend, your wife, and she's allowing you to be, or you are not controlling your emotions, and you're getting angry. And we need to be stoic and control that. Okay. Next, obviously, the last one is pride. We all have this. We're all proud, and sometimes we need help, and we're too proud to ask for that help, or we think we're better than what we actually are, and we have to pay our bills, and we get a job offer. This is a true story, friend of mine, where this friend, you know, and I was impressed that this friend needed this job, but the job paid less than what they typically have earned. And so she took the job, but it took a hit on her pride because she's like, shit, I haven't made this income since like 20 years ago. So we all are guilty with having too much pride and not swallowing our pride and doing what we know is actually best for us in the moment. So hope you like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments about everything I've said. I want to hear from you. And also if there's any other videos you'd like me to cover. All right. We'll see you next time. Enjoy your day, man.